Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel Reviewed, where we talk about all things television and film from today and yesteryear. So I wanted to come on here and do a recommendation video for a movie called Saccharine. So the film is centered around this character, Hannah. Okay, Hannah is a med student who is on a weight loss journey. She's working out at this gym and she decides that she's going to join a 12-week program challenge. And it just so happens that the girl who is over the program is someone that Hannah has a huge crush on. So Hannah ends up going out one night with a group of her friends, and she ends up running into an old classmate. And the classmate looks extremely different because she's lost a significant amount of weight. And the girl lets her know, hey, this is the particular pill I've been taking. So she gives Hannah a pill. Again, Hannah, being a med student, honey, she decides that she is going to do a little bit of investigating and see exactly what is in said pill to help you lose weight. So she ends up running some tests and come to find out there are ashes in these particular diet pills. Not only are they ashes, honey, they are actually ashes of a deceased person. So instead of Hannah discarding the pill and just being like, girl, let me see what else I could do. Ma'am, her curiosity gets the best of her, and she decides that she is not only going to take the pill, but that she is going to make her own. Now, with Hannah being in med school, she has access to certain things. So she and her classmates, they have this cadaver that they have been working on, dissecting and things like that. So after class one day, she decides that she is going to go get a part of this cadaver's body. So she goes in the trash, pulls out the body part, honey, and goes and puts it in an incinerator. I guess that's what you want to call it. It just burns it down, crumbles it up, and turns it into ash. Hannah brings home the burned remains and she grinds them up more, and she ends up putting them into these pill capsules, and she proceeds to take the pills. Not long after Hannah starts taking these pills, she starts to have dreams of the cadaver, aka Bertha. But honey, not only is Bertha visiting Hannah while she's asleep, she's also visiting her while she's awake. And Hannah was not prepared for that, and neither was I. Okay. But listen, honey, Hannah getting visited from Bertha was not enough to make her spooked and nervous, because ma'am kept taking those pills. And as you can see, she went from that to this.
I have a duty of care to everyone in the group. You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Whatever you're doing, whatever shortcut you think you found, I promise you it is a bad path.
I'm not doing anything.
Hannah,
I'm not doing anything.
that's bullshit.
Even though Hannah has reached her weight loss goal, her eating habits have not gotten better, they've only gotten worse. Let's be clear, Hannah was no longer in control. Bertha was in control. Bertha was like, if you're going to consume my body, I'm going to consume your life. And that's exactly what she did. And, it's so much stuff that happens in this movie. You're like, girl, is the risk really worth the reward? And I guess in Hannah's mind, it was, because, she finally has the look that she's been wanting. And we also get to see an interaction between her and her parents. And, Hannah has this very petite mom who kind of makes a couple of comments about Hannah's weight. And, Hannah's dad, he happens to be this very obese guy. So I think Hannah was like, by any means necessary, like, I'm not about to end up like my dad. Let me make sure I pop these pills and do what I got to do, even if that means I got to deal with a crazy ghost. And that's what she did. This particular scene right here, where she was in the kitchen, I think she was writing down her weight, because she was keeping track of her weight loss. And she closed her refrigerator, and the refrigerator ended up opening again, and she closed it again. And of course, the refrigerator keeps opening because Bertha is wanting her to eat. And in certain parts of the movie, you don't really get to see Bertha. You have to like see her, you can only see her in a reflection. So oftentimes in the movie, when Hannah sees her outside of the dream, she will see her, in a spoon or in a bowl or whatever. But it was just so crazy, because it was like this thing or entity, or AKA Bertha, was literally running this girl's life.
Hannah, please tell me you have not been eating all the cadavers.
One cadaver.
My God. hours. Bertha.
What the fuck? How?
I know.
Do you though? Because you ate a person. That is beyond fucked up.
I know.
Before Hannah can get actual control of the beast, aka Bertha, honey, it definitely goes from bad to worse. Listen, Bertha made her presence known at any time she felt like it. And, at some point, Hannah, she does become afraid for her life because she's like, oh my God, what did I do? And even when she stops taking the pills, it's like it's too late because Bertha is literally a part of you. You know what I'm saying? Like you've been ingesting this woman for X amount of time. So, you stuck with her. And it's as if Hannah's stomach was a bottomless pit, like she just could never get full. And she didn't have anybody to blame but herself. At the end of the day, that's the only person she could blame. Also, Hannah would have these moments when she would black out because of Bertha, and then her eye would be all out of place and it would just pop back in place, and Hannah would not remember anything. Eventually, Hannah is able to dig herself out of the hole that she dug. However, the way that the movie ended was crazy. I was not surprised, but it was crazy. So I would like to think that it may be a part 2 to this film. I'm not sure. I don't want to give too much of the movie away. What I will say is that this is one of those movies that you cannot be preoccupied. You have to literally watch it because you want to see how everything is going to come together. Because there's just so much that goes on in this particular movie. The movie is currently streaming on AMC Plus. I would not recommend this film to anyone who, has had any type of eating disorder because there is a lot of binge eating in this movie. And so that may be triggering to some people. Outside of that, it's not scary. It wasn't scary to me at all. It is listed as a horror movie, but it was just a really good watch. And it's just one of those films that I could definitely rewatch. You know what I'm saying? Probably a couple of times just in case it was something that I missed. Um, like I said, I what I liked about this film is that it gets directly to the point. It's not where everything just wraps up in the last 20, 30 minutes of the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like you're pretty much getting the gist of what's going on through its entirety. And I really appreciated that. So please be sure to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and definitely check out Saccharin on AMC Plus if you get a chance. Okay?
But you don't have to take my word for it.